Ever sat down, pen in hand, ready to craft that perfect PES statement, only to find yourself lost in a maze of ADIME? Well, what if I told you that mastering the art of PES isn't just about the technicalities, but instead it's about truly understanding and connecting with your client's journey within the ADIME framework? So, today we'll be diving deep into the world of PES statements, breaking them down within the context of assessment, diagnosis, intervention, monitoring, and evaluation. And I promise by the end, you'll be crafting them with confidence, clarity, and a touch of your unique flair. So stay with me because this is going to revolutionize your client care. And before we jump in, I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a comment below as to how you currently integrate PES into your ADIME process. So let's dive into the heart of today's topic. PES statements are more than a clinical tool. They're actually a reflection of our understanding, our expertise, and our commitment to our clients. But how do we ensure that every PES statement captures the essence of our client's journey and sets the stage for transformative care? Let's unravel this together step by step, optimizing our approach to not only streamline our practice, but also to consistently achieve outstanding results for our clients. All right, let's take a moment to revisit the foundational framework that many of us have learned, but perhaps we drifted away from in our private practice, and that is ADIME. So, do you remember the days in a clinical setting, perhaps, where ADIME was kind of like our guiding star? So, let's bring that clarity and structure back into our private practices. Now, as a refresher, ADIME stands for Assessment, Diagnosis, Intervention, Monitoring, and Evaluation. It is a systematic approach that ensures that we are providing comprehensive and effective care at every stage of our client's journey. So, first up is assessment, and this is where we gather all of that essential data. So, think of it as laying the groundwork. We're looking at dietary intake, medical history, lifestyle factors, and other objective data. Then we have diagnosis, and here is where our PES statement really comes into play. Based on our assessment, we identify nutrition related problem, its cause, and its symptoms. Intervention. Now, with our PES statement in hand, we then strategize. How can we best address the identified problem? And what steps will lead to the best outcomes for our client? Monitoring. And this is all about tracking. Are our interventions actually working? What adjustments might be needed? Evaluation. So finally, we get to measure our success. How closely did we meet our objectives? And where can we celebrate? Where can we refine? Now, I know in private practice, especially when we wear so many hats, it's honestly very easy to stray from this highly structured approach. But the beauty of ADIME is its versatility. So, whether you're in a busy hospital or a cozy home office providing your services, ADIME can really streamline your process, ensuring that you're delivering top notch care for every client. So, as we go over this today, let's recommit to integrating this invaluable framework into our practices. It is time to harness the power of ADIME and elevate the care that we provide to our clients. Now, moving on to the first pillar of our ADIME framework, assessment. So think of this as laying the foundation of our house. If our foundation isn't solid, the entire structure can wobble. Similarly, a thorough assessment sets the stage for an effective PES statement and ultimately the care that we provide. Now, what does a comprehensive assessment entail? Well, it's about gathering all of the relevant data that paints a complete picture of our client. And this includes dietary intake, what are they eating, how often, any allergies or intolerances that we should be aware of, medical history. Of course, this means past and present illnesses, medications, surgeries, and any other pertinent medical info. Lifestyle factors. This includes activity, stress, sleep patterns, and other lifestyle habits that can influence nutrition and health. And by having this comprehensive data at our fingertips, we can then craft a PES statement that is both accurate and tailored to the individual. And it really streamlines our process, ensuring that we're not second guessing or making assumptions. Now, here's a crucial point that I want to emphasize, especially for those in private practice. So remember those days in a clinical setting where a receptionist would perhaps gather all of this initial data for us? Well, in private practice, especially when we're juggling multiple roles, this can sometimes get a bit, well, let's say less than structured. But here is the good news. With today's technology, we can have what I like to call a robot receptionist, which is on automated onboarding systems that can gather all of this essential data from new clients. And it's kind of like having a virtual assistant working 24/7. And the best part, set it up once and it works seamlessly, ensuring that you always have the information you need without the manual time and hassle. So if you haven't already, I urge you to set up and invest in setting up an automated onboarding system, because it really is a game changer, ensuring your assessments are always thorough, organized, and ready to guide your PES statements. Next up in our ADIME journey is diagnosis, and this is where our PES statements truly shine. But before we dive in, I do want to clarify something. As dietitians, our diagnosis, of course, isn't the same as a medical doctor's diagnosis. So we're not identifying a disease. Instead, we are pinpointing nutrition-related problems that we are uniquely trained to address. So what exactly is a PES statement? Well, this is a structured way to articulate the problem, which is the nutrition-related issue at hand, the etiology, which is the root cause or contributing factors to the problem, signs and symptoms, observable, measurable indicators that confirm the existence of the problem. And crafting a PES statement is kind of like an art. It's about being precise, ensuring every word captures the essence of the client's situation. But it is also about personalization, because every person is so unique, and our PES statements really should reflect that. Now, let's take a look at a couple of real-world examples to illustrate. So, problem, inadequate vitamin D intake. Etiology, limited exposure to sunlight and lack of vitamin D rich foods in the diet. Signs and symptoms, blood tests showing low vitamin D levels and reported fatigue. Next up, problem, excessive sodium intake. Etiology, frequent consumption of processed foods and dining out. Signs and symptoms, high blood pressure readings and edema in the lower extremities. Now, these examples highlight how our assessment guide our PES statements, ensuring that they're both accurate and tailored to the individual. And remember, our role as dietitians is to bridge the gap between medical diagnosis and nutrition care. And PES statements are our tool to do just that, ensuring that our clients receive the best possible care tailored to their unique needs. I'm curious, what's one challenge or uncertainty that you face when formulating your own PES statements? I'd love to hear, so drop your experiences and thoughts in the comments right below, because it's always interesting to hear each other's stories and learn from insights. Having crafted our personalized PES statements, it is time to translate it into actionable steps. And this brings us to the intervention phase of our ADIME framework. And the beauty of a well-crafted PES statement is that it naturally guides our intervention strategy. It's like having a roadmap that clearly shows the destination and the best route to get there. Guided by PES, with our problem identified, the etiology understood, and the signs and symptoms observed, we now have a clear picture of what needs to be addressed. And this clarity is gold. It is essential to remember that no two clients are ever the same, of course. While two individuals might perhaps share a similar problem in their PES statement, the etiology actually may differ. One might have inadequate calcium intake due to maybe lactose intolerance, while another might simply be unaware of calcium-rich foods. So our interventions should be tailored to these unique etiologies, ensuring that we're meeting each client where they are. And at the end of the day, our intervention should always be centered around our clients. It's not just about addressing the nutrition related problem, but ensuring that our clients really feel empowered, understood, supported throughout the process. And this client centered approach not only leads to better outcomes, but it does foster a sense of trust and really strengthens the client practitioner relationship. Now, our PES statement isn't just a one-time tool because it serves as a continuous benchmark. It helps us to gauge where our client started and how far they've come. So by regularly revisiting our PES statement, we can ensure that our interventions are on track and making impact. So monitoring isn't just about observation, it is about adaptation. As we gather ongoing assessment and feedback, it's really important to be flexible. So maybe a particular intervention maybe isn't resonating with a client, or perhaps they've encountered some unforeseen challenges. By staying attuned to these shifts, we can adjust our strategies in real time, ensuring they remain effective and relevant. And one of the most potent tools in our monitoring arsenal is regular check-ins, whether that's a quick call, email, maybe a formal session. These touch points actually allow us to collect data, gather feedback, and offer support. And they remind our clients that we're with them every step of the way, cheering on their successes and helping them to navigate any challenges. And remember, the journey to optimal health and wellness, of course, is not a straight line. It's often filled with ups and downs, progress and plateaus, but by diligently monitoring our clients' journeys, using our PES statements as a guiding light, we can ensure they're always moving in the right direction. Now, as we transition into the final phase of the ADIME framework, I'd love to hear from you. So how do you currently monitor your clients' progress? Any favorite tools or strategies that you found most effective? Again, love to hear from you. Share your insights in the comments below. Your experience might just be an inspiration for another health professional. All right, as we approach the final phase of our ADIME framework, it is time to take stock and measure our success. So evaluation is about reflection, assessment, and forward thinking. Our initial PES statement serves as a compass guiding our interventions and strategies. And now it is time to circle back around to see how we did. Did our intervention actually address the problem effectively? How has the etiology shifted, if at all? And most importantly, have the signs and symptoms improved, remained the same, or gotten worse? By comparing our current assessments with our initial PES statement, we can then gauge the effectiveness of our interventions. Now, before I move on, I do want to remind you, take a moment and celebrate those wins, no matter how big or small. Maybe a client has made a significant dietary change, or perhaps they've seen a notable improvement in a particular symptom. These successes are a testament to both your expertise and your client's commitment. So celebrating them really boosts morale and reinforces the value of the nutrition care process. And while celebrating success is crucial, it's equally important to identify areas where maybe things didn't go quite as planned. And honestly, this is not about dwelling on the negatives, but about continuous improvement. By pinpointing these areas, we can refine our strategies and ensure even better outcomes in the future. And one of the most beautiful aspects of the ADIME framework is its cyclical nature. Evaluation doesn't mark the end. It's like a springboard to the next cycle. So based on our evaluation outcomes, we might actually revisit and refine our PES statements, ensuring that they remain relevant and reflective of our client's current situation. This continuous loop ensures our approach is always dynamic, adaptive, and client-centered. Now, as we wrap up today's video, I want to leave you with a thought. Our journey as health professionals is one of continuous learning, adaptation, and growth. And by embracing tools like ADIME and PES, we not only enhance our practice, but we also ensure our clients receive the best possible care. So I'm curious, how do you currently evaluate the success of your interventions? Do you have any go-to strategies or tools that have proven particularly effective? Again, share your insights in the comments below. Let's continue to learn and inspire each other. So, as private practice health professionals, we are not just focused on delivering top notch care, we're also running a business. And in the world of business, efficiency, consistency, and client satisfaction are paramount. And this is where the ADIME framework and PES statement can truly shine, not just as clinical tools, but as actual business enhancers. So, let's briefly go over the benefits of a structured approach in your private practice. First up is efficiency. So, with a clear framework like ADIME, every step of the client journey is mapped out. And this means a lot less guesswork and a much more streamlined process, saving you precious time. Number two, consistency. By using PES statements, you can ensure that every client receives the same high level of standard of care. This consistency can enhance your brand's reputation and foster client trust. Number three is client satisfaction. A structured approach means the client knows what to expect. When they see the thought and expertise that goes into their care, satisfaction levels exponentially increase. Number four, setting yourself apart. In a competitive market, mastering tools such as PES within the ADIME framework can truly set you apart. Clients and colleagues will recognize the depth of your expertise and your thoroughness of your approach. And this not only enhances your reputation, but can drive referrals and business growth. All right, I can hear some of you, practically hear you saying, all right, Lesli, I got it. PES statements in the ADIME framework sound fabulous, but how do I realistically integrate this into my daily practice? Great question. Let's tackle this head on. First up is training. So think of the ADIME framework and PES statements as muscles. The more you train them, the stronger they become. Regularly visiting these concepts, be it through workshops, courses, or even self-study, ensures that you're always sharpening those skills. And continuous learning is the key to staying top of your game. Next, I want you to consider technology. In today's digital age, there is a tool for everything. So, want to streamline the ADIME process? Well, there are digital tools for that. From clinical onboarding systems that gather essential data to platforms specifically designed for crafting and storing PES statements, technology really can be your best ally. So, I recommend that you embrace it and watch your efficiency skyrocket. Next is the feedback loop. And here's a tip that's often overlooked. Engage your clients in the process. Encourage them to provide their feedback on their journey. Their insights can be invaluable, highlighting areas where you're excelling and pinpointing areas where there might be a little room for improvement within the ADIME process. Now, while integrating ADIME and PES into your practice, while it might seem overwhelming at first, with the right strategies and tools, it becomes not only manageable, but transformative for your business. If you are looking for even more guidance and resources on this topic, I've got you covered. Head on over to my blog where I dive even deeper into the intricacies of the ADIME framework and PES statements. Now, as a special gift to support you, I've crafted a free PDF packed with examples and templates to help you to streamline your PES statement crafting process. And it is designed to be a practical tool that you can use right away, ensuring that you have everything you need at your fingertips. So the link to the blog and your free PDF download is in that description right there below. As we wrap up, I want you to remember one important thing. While the journey of mastering PES within the ADIME framework can feel a little tedious, maybe somewhat complicated, you don't have to navigate it alone. So think of me as that secret weapon in your back pocket, here to guide, support, and elevate your practice every step of the way. Now, if you've resonated with today's content and are ready to take your practice to that next level, let's connect. Whether you're looking for personal guidance to strategies tailored to your unique challenges or simply a sounding board to refine your approach, I am here for you to support you. In the description below, you'll find a link to book a call with me. And let's talk about how we can collaborate to optimize your practice, ensuring that you're not only delivering exceptional care, but also growing a thriving business that you love. Additionally, if you're curious about the coaching options that I offer, there is a link for that too. Everything from one-on-one sessions to group workshops. I really think there's something for every health professional who is looking to elevate their game. And before you go, if this video has added value to your day, I would greatly appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more insights. Maybe share it with your fellow health pros. Your support really means the world to me. So thank you again for joining me. And remember, with the right tools, strategies, and support, the sky is the limit for your practice. So until next time, keep shining and making a difference.